Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern penny mysteries, the 1982 Lincoln cent. You may have seen wild headlines claiming a single 1982 penny is worth millions of dollars, even claims of an $18.5 million valuation. In this video, I will walk you through exactly what the 1982 Lincoln cent is, why certain 1982 pennies are rare and collectible, what real market prices look like today, how to identify the valuable varieties, and what to do if you think you found one. No hype, just clear facts and actionable steps you can use right now. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket that turns out to be worth more than your car. It sounds like a movie plot, but every so often a modern coin makes headlines by selling for tens of thousands of dollars. The truth about the 1982 Lincoln cent is fascinating, but it is not an $18 million secret. Let's break it down. Quick overview of 1982 and why collectors care. In 1982, the United States Mint changed the composition of the 1 cent from mostly copper to mostly zinc with a thin copper plating. Because the change happened mid-year, the Mint produced pennies with both compositions and several date and weight variants. That production oddity created a handful of error and transitional coins that collectors prize. These rare transitional and error pieces can sell for substantial sums at auction, but the vast majority of 1982 pennies are still worth face value or modest premiums. Bullion 1. The important varieties you need to know: large date versus small date. The 1982 design exists in a large date and a small date format on the numeral 2 in the date. The small date is harder to find in certain compositions and mint marks, and is therefore more sought after. American rarities 2. Copper versus zinc. Early in 1982, some pennies were struck on leftover copper planchets weighing about 3.11 grams. Later pennies were struck on zinc planchets and weigh roughly 2.50 grams. A 1982 cent that weighs about 3.11 grams is likely a copper piece and can be worth much more than face value, especially if the mint mark and date variety line up. Coin identifier 3. 1982 small date copper. This particular combination is among the rarest modern penny varieties. Examples of 1982 small date copper are extremely scarce, and authenticated specimens command collector attention. That scarcity is why some individual examples have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. Bullion 1. Where the $1 million claim comes from and why it is wrong. You may have seen posts or videos claiming a 1982 penny is worth $18.5 million. Those claims are not supported by auction records or reputable pricing guides. Modern era pennies do occasionally sell for high prices in the 4 or occasionally 5-figure range, but there are no verified sales records for a 1982 Lincoln cent approaching millions of dollars. Headlines that leap to multi-million valuations usually come from speculation, misreading of other rare coin sales, or deliberate clickbait. Always check auction house records and the major grading services before trusting an extreme valuation. Coin value checker 4. What real auction and market prices look like. Most 1982 pennies are common and trade at or just above face value in worn grades. Uncirculated zinc pieces might sell for a few dollars. Uncirculated copper transitional pieces and certain small date / certain mint mark combos can sell for hundreds to a few $1,000s depending on grade and authentication. There are confirmed auction sales and dealer prices for certain 1982 transitional varieties in the low to mid 5-figure range on rare occasions, but those are exceptions and tied to exceptional provenance and grading. Coin identifier 3. Examples: a properly authenticated 1982 small date copper example is exceedingly rare, and authenticated examples have produced strong interest from collectors. Recent market activity for the rare transitional 1982 pieces has seen prices ranging from the low thousands up to several tens of thousands for top-graded examples in auction settings. There are no credible records of a 1982 Lincoln Cent selling for $18.5 million. JM Bullion. 1. How to examine a 1982 penny yourself. Step by step. Step 1. Weigh the coin. A standard zinc 1982 cent should weigh about 2.50 grams. A copper 1982 cent will weigh about 3.11 grams. Use a good digital scale if you have one. If your penny measures around 3.11 grams, you have a candidate worth investigating. Coin identifier. 3. Step 2. Inspect the date style. Look closely at the shape of the 2 in 1982. Is it the large date or the small date? Compare with reference photos from reputable guides or grading service images. The small date on certain mint marks is the rarer variant. American rarities. 2. Step 3. Check the mint mark. A missing mint mark means Philadelphia, D is Denver, and S is San Francisco. The combination of mint mark, date, size, and weight determines scarcity. American rarities. 2. Step 4. Avoid cleaning. Never clean a coin to improve its appearance. Cleaning destroys collector value and will make authentication and grading much harder. If you think you have a rare example, stop handling it and prepare for authentication. Coin identifier. 3. Step 5. Get professional authentication and grading if you have a candidate. Submit the coin to one of the major grading services such as PCGS or NGC. A certificate from a respected grading service is essential to achieve top market prices and to avoid fraud. Coin value checker. 4. How grading affects value. A coin in mint state condition graded by PCGS or NGC will fetch far more than an ungraded or poorly preserved example. Many of the highest recent prices for modern pennies come from authenticated, slab examples with high numeric grades. If you hope to sell an important find, professional grading is the pathway to the collector market. Coin value checker. 4. What to do if you believe you found a valuable 1982 penny. Do not clean it. Take good photos under good lighting. Weigh it carefully. Compare the date and mint mark to reputable identification guides. Contact a reputable local coin dealer or submit the coin for third-party grading. If you plan to sell, live auctions or major dealer networks are the usual channels for rare pieces. Expect authentication and grading fees, and price outcomes depend heavily on grade and established provenance. Coin identifier. 3. Final myth check and bottom line myth busted. There is no documented sale or credible valuation that supports a 1982 Lincoln Cent being worth $18.5 million. Truth. Certain 1982 varieties, especially 1982D small date copper transitional examples, are legitimately rare and can be worth thousands to tens of thousands of dollars when authenticated and graded. Most 1982 pennies remain common and are worth little more than face value or a modest premium. If you find a heavy 1982 small date or any other unusual 1982 cent, weigh it, compare date styles, and seek professional authentication. JM Bullion. 1. Closing call to action. If you want, send clear photos and the weight of your coin, and I will help you interpret what you have and suggest next steps. If you found one in circulation, congrats, you now know how to check it. If you like this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin treasure hunting videos. Drop your coin questions in the comments and I will cover them in future episodes. References and further reading for identification photos and detailed value ranges. Consult specialist guides and auction records from reputable sources. A few useful starting places are coin reference articles and auction reports that track rare 1982 varieties and real auction outcomes. Coin identifier. 3. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Hello coin collectors and history lovers. In today's video we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1974 Lincoln 1-cent penny, one of the most intriguing coins in modern American numismatics. I'll walk you through how this humble penny, normally worth just a few cents, became part of one of the most talked about rare coin legends, and how some rare examples have been associated with valuations in the multi-million-dollar range. Grab your coins, get comfortable, and let's explore the full asterisk. The 1974 Lincoln 1-cent is a United States penny featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was struck at multiple mint facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These coins were produced in large numbers. Millions were made and circulated as everyday currency. Most of these pennies today are still worth just their face value or slightly more if in uncirculated condition. Typical high-grade examples might sell for around $10 to $30 in top condition. Serious numismatic references confirm that most 1974 Lincoln cents are common and not inherently rare. Sell rare coins. 1. Section 2. Common market values. Most 1974 pennies you find in pocket change are copper and have little to no value beyond 1 cent. Even uncirculated business strikes from the Philadelphia and Denver mints usually fetch very modest premiums among collectors because of their extremely high mintage. In numismatic price guides, these coins often value in the range of a few cents to a few dollars at most depending on condition and grade. High mint state pieces might bring modest collector interest, but they stay within typical modern coin values. Sell rare coins. 1. Section 3. What makes some 1974 pennies valuable? So what drives higher values? There are three main categories of 1974 pennies that collectors take interest in. 1. High-grade uncirculated specimens. Coins in near-perfect condition graded by professional services, like PCGS or NGC, can be worth more than face value based on their grade. Coin week 2. Error coins. Errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or die breaks can significantly raise value, sometimes into the hundreds or low thousands depending on rarity and collector demand. Bold precious metals. 3. Experimental aluminum pennies. This is where the real legend begins. Section 4. The legend of the 1974 aluminum penny. In the early 1970s, rising copper prices pushed the U.S. Mint to experiment with striking pennies using alternative metals. One of those experiments was the 1974 aluminum cent, which was struck in limited quantities at various mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver. Most of these experimental pieces were supposed to be destroyed, but a handful escaped destruction either through error or distribution to government officials. Wikipedia. 4. Here's where things get fascinating. Over the years, the existence of this aluminum penny has become legendary among coin collectors because only a tiny number are believed to exist today. Some sources estimate fewer than a dozen known examples, and most are now held by museums or government institutions. Grokopedia. 5. One aluminum specimen that made headlines was authenticated and certified but later seized by the U.S. government. Prior to that, specialty auction houses had estimated that the coin could sell for hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars if it were legally available to collectors. Estimates before government intervention at auction reached figures as high as $2 million due to the coin's extreme rarity and historical significance. Wikipedia. 4. This is likely the source of numbers circulating online such as $18.2 million or similar headlines about extreme values. It's important to understand that these figures are speculative headlines or exaggerated claims, often based on theoretical auction results or rumors, not on actual verified sales at that scale. The aluminum penny's true market potential is mostly hypothetical, because the coins are not freely traded and many examples remain government property. The most credible sources place realistic historical estimates in the hundreds of thousands to low millions range, not tens of millions. Wikipedia 4 *** Section 5 Legal status and why it matters *** Part of what makes the aluminum pennies so fascinating is their legal limbo. Because they were never officially released into circulation and remain government property, owning one privately is legally questionable. One famous legal case involved a collector who believed he owned a genuine aluminum 1974 cent and planned to auction it, with estimates in the millions. The U.S. government intervened and eventually reclaimed the coin. This adds a layer of mystique and market uncertainty around these coins. A collector might hear about a multi-million-dollar penny, but it's crucial to understand that without legal clarity and actual auction results, these values are theoretical and not guaranteed. Authentic examples, if ever legally sold, would certainly be headline news in the numismatic world. If you have a 1974 penny and you want to see if it might be valuable, look for unusual physical traits such as a different metal color or weight compared to standard copper pennies. Aluminum coins will be considerably lighter and look different in tone. Have any potential rare coins graded and authenticated by reputable services such as PCGS or NGC. And understand that most 1974 the 1974 Lincoln 1-cent penny is a fascinating piece of American coin history. For most people, it's a common penny you find in pocket change and trade for face value. But behind the everyday coin lies a deeper story of mint experimentation, rare error coins, and a legendary aluminum penny that captured the imagination of collectors and even the government. While occasional headlines might claim astronomical values, like $18.2 million, the most credible valuations for documented rarities are typically in the high-end hundreds of thousands or low millions range due to extreme rarity and legal complexities. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and want more videos like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with fellow coin enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and keep hunting those treasures in your pocket change.